And today we spoke to Brian Marks from the University of New Haven about the implications of overturning Roe versus Wade and what they'll have moving forward. What, if any, legal ramifications would be for someone who comes here to get the procedure from a state where abortion is banned.
What happens when someone plans for a trip to Connecticut? Are they engaging in conduct that is viewed illegal? Now, of course, it may be difficult to prove the case, and cases are difficult to prove. So those who are going to prosecute may have to rely on circumstantial evidence or evidence from others raising other big concerns. So we're headed for a period of great uncertainty, both at the state level with a patchwork of rules, so at least 50, if not more, because we have to think about our territories. We have uncertainty as far as federalism as well. And then we're going to have uncertainty as far as the interrelationship among states and the enforcement of laws. We're going to see continued challenges to the right to privacy at state level. At the federal level, what we may also see is people bringing challenges under the First Amendment, freedom of religion, because some religions, when evaluating and assessing whether or not a woman should have an abortion or terminate the pregnancy, the health of the mother is of paramount importance under certain religions. So state laws could conflict with that aspect and be questioned constitutionally. Employers are also wondering, those employers who say we're going to fund medical procedures out of state, to what extent will they be subject to liability exposure? So again, the Supreme Court has demonstrated court decisions impact the legislative agenda, impact not only the policy outcomes, but what policy outcomes may be possible based on the balance of power, if you will, among Democrats and Republicans. Mm-hmm. Bottom line is, elections matter, and that's going to be crucial.
Now, there's another worry for some women following the Supreme Court's decision. Many use apps to track their menstrual cycles, but now there's a concern about the digital trail that these apps may leave behind, and that the information stored on them could be used by officials against patients seeking an abortion.
One would argue there's a right to privacy to one's own data, one's medical data. This is different than the right to privacy that was people have inferred from the U.S. Constitution under Griswold versus Connecticut. That's the linchpin to this right to privacy under the U.S. Constitution. Those rights have been called into question by the Dobbs decision. So should we be concerned? Well, there's no right to privacy in the U.S. Constitution. That's not there. That was judicially imposed. What I encourage people to do is read the license agreements carefully, because depending on the terms and conditions in that license, because it's a contract between the licensee, the user of that app, and the licensor, depending on those terms, you may think you have an expectation of privacy, but the license agreement actually says something otherwise. So are you protected by that app? You got to read it carefully.
All out of the Supreme Court ruling overturning on Roe versus Wade, on air, online, and on our social media pages, and on the free NBC Connecticut app.